Hey everyone! Today we're going to be taking a look at the very first draft of Ash's Homecoming that I wrote over 3 years ago. It's amazing how long the road has been, and I have not seen it since before we shot the film. I'm really excited to take a look at this. If you look right here, this is all of the files all the different drafts. You can see here at the top, the very first attempt at the script was on January 4th, 2017, and it goes all the way down to the final screenplay, which was August 23rd, 2017, which we shot in August, so that would make sense. Ash's Homecoming, based on Pokemon the Animated Series, 2017, draft 1.6. Originally, I considered the title Pokemon Homecoming. Exterior Palatown morning, a cloudy morning in early spring. We hear footsteps as a man in a worn cap, jeans, sneakers, slowly treads up to a ridge, looks down on a sleepy town. The call of a Dodrio pierces the swirling winds. An old sign reads, "Welcome to Palatown." And right here, man, this is a voiceover. Before we know it's Ash, Ash says, "After all these years, back to the place where you once began. The time has come for you to Oh, God. No. Wrong. I don't even remember this part, because that is in the voice of... Pretty sure that's in the voice of Giovanni, before we know it's Giovanni. We start at the funeral. We start the movie Ash entering the funeral. Rosa People, Dahlia Ketchum. He was my oldest friend. We shared so many fond memories together. There was also a number of other cameos that were going to take place. Tracy Sketchit, Todd Snap. When it came time to make everyone wear black for the funeral, those characters didn't feel right anymore. We first came to Palatown in desperate need of help, and he was there for us. It's an allusion to, what had happened in the past with her and Giovanni, and how Professor Oak stepped in there. And there's sort of, in my own mind, there's a whole backstory to that. Heads turn to see the silhouette of a man and a small Pokemon. So this was one of the first images that I had written. And even though it doesn't say it in this draft, I also imagined it to be raining outside. Very hard to produce rain on the budget that we had. In fact, it was Professor Oak who gave my son his very first Pokemon. You see, Ash had overslept that morning, and this is where we would have flashed back to the very beginning of the film, which is Ash getting his first Pokemon. A very good friend of mine named Jason Poon reviewed the script, and we were talking quite a bit. We came up with this idea to actually move this scene to the very top, and it actually works so much better because you don't have to introduce Ash getting his first Pokemon or Professor Oak, because you can just watch it. And then when we cut to that 17 years later, and Professor Oak has now deceased, it makes so much more sense. It's a bigger emotional impact there. This is a quotes from the actual show. "Oh, it's so cute. We're going to be the best of friends." And then Ash lifts his new friend in the air. "Oh, hi, Pikachu." Ash goes in for a hug. Pika, Thunderbolt. And the thing is that explosion, that electric thunder shock explodes, Ash returns to the present. That would have sent us back to present day. Meeting Brock, and at the time Lily. Now, I actually got the names confused. Silly me, I picked one of the other sensational sisters. Their numerous kids run around playing tag. This is a callback to the first time that we meet Brock in the show, because we find out he has lots of siblings. And so I figured, it'd be hilarious if he himself also had a lot of kids. It didn't make sense to hire a whole bunch of kids for literally one scene, and it probably would have been way harder just having kids there. Lola 10 in jeans and jacket looks up. Oh, interesting. So she wasn't originally wearing funeral clothes in this draft, but I think that had to do with the costuming decision to have everyone wear black. And right here, though, we have the deleted scene, which you can actually see in the deleted scenes that we shot. Ash nods and takes his leave from the room. Moments later, Dilly comes back into the room with a candlelit birthday cake, which reads, "Happy 30th birthday." I originally was going to have this be 20 years later because of the 20th anniversary of Pokemon, so Ash would have been 30, but decided that 30 might be a little too old for him. So I pulled it back. I was 27, or I would have been 27 when the film was ultimately released, so In the cut of the film, I made it 17 years. A sign points to Pewter City on the left, Mount Moon on the right. As a Pokemon fan, I know you have to go through Mount Moon to get to Cerulean City, but some people were a little confused by that, so the production designer Felix actually went back and repainted the Mount Moon sign to say Cerulean, and we actually refilmed that signpost. So maybe it was all kind of all for the best that we didn't have to hold ourselves to that standard to find like the best Mount Moon ever. Okay, hold on guys. This video is getting too long. We're gonna just have to save the rest for next week. Let me know what you thought of all these script changes in the comments below. And until then, you can also check out these visual effects and deleted scenes from the film. Thanks for watching.